Hi everyone, welcome to our Sunday School. This is Pastor John here at Faith Lutheran Church, and I'm going to read you a story from the Spark Story Bible, and this is a story called Saul to Paul. Saul was a bully, and he hated anyone who was a Christian. Saul wanted all Christians thrown in jail, but God had other plans for Saul. Even though Saul was a mean person, God loved him and had a big surprise for him. Saul had been ordered to go to Damascus. He smiled slyly to himself. If any Christians lived in Damascus, he would find them. He would arrest them and bring them back to Jerusalem. Saul smiled confidently. He had arrested Christians 100 times before, and he could do it again. Suddenly, swirls of dust blew up from the road. Saul covered his eyes with his arm. "Storm's coming up," he shouted to his men. Crash! Flash! Kabash! Saul fell to the ground. A blinding light exploded around him, and a strong voice spoke to him. "Saul, Saul, why do you hurt me?" Saul rubbed his eyes. He couldn't see anyone. Who are you?" Saul stuttered. "I am Jesus," the voice said. "I am not dead. I am very much alive, and I have plans for you. Go into the town and wait." And here's a picture. Let's see. There's a picture of Saul and the light. Saul and his men were speechless. They could hear the voice, but they couldn't see anyone. Saul waved his hand in front of his face. "My eyes! I can't see! Someone get me up!" Saul ordered. Because he could not see, Saul's men led him by the hand into Damascus. There Saul waited and prayed. He wasn't mean or bad anymore. God had touched Saul's heart. A man named Ananias was in Damascus. Ananias loved Jesus. God told Ananias to go to Saul and pray so that he might see again. "But Lord," Ananias said, "Saul is a mean man. I'm afraid of him." God said to Ananias, "I have chosen Saul to bring my story to many people. I have a plan for him." And here's a picture, there we go, of Saul getting led into the city. Ananias found Saul just as God had said. Ananias prayed for Saul, and Saul was filled with God's Holy Spirit. Suddenly, Saul could see again. Ananias told Saul that God had a job for him. Saul was to tell people about Jesus. Saul was baptized, and his name was changed to Paul. Paul served God for the rest of his life. He became a friend of Jesus and told many people how Jesus had changed his heart. And here's a nice picture, here we go, of Saul, whose name is now Paul. Thanks for being part of our Sunday School, and that is our story about an important person that God chose to help other people. And God chooses you to help other people as well. Thanks. See you later.